Alright everybody, this is of course Nick Dutch, doing what I normally do, talking straight to you from somewhere in sleepy old England. This particular video is going back to basics. There have been a few new subscribers, I've received a few private messages, and I've seen a few comments by people who have shown an interest in some of the subjects that I've been talking about over the years. I have taken down very few of my videos, and therefore there are videos I've made like about 4 years ago which are still up there and still getting views. Some of the subjects have been rather popular, and as a result of that there are some videos out there which have got like 16,000 views or 100,000 views, and I can get on the occasional day a couple of thousand views just on that one particular day, depending upon the video itself. It appears that the videos develop popularity in waves, so to speak, because one person will discover a video, they'll make a comment, then that commented video will appear on everyone they're connected to's inbox screen, and so therefore there's a bit of a snowball effect until that particular group of people sort of start losing an interest, and another group of people start showing an interest in that one particular video. A lot of the subjects I've covered have been to do with subjects which are dear to my heart, which are related to essentially paranormal research and or investigation stroke experimentation. They therefore overlap with something called Magick, M-A-G-I-C-K. The letter K was added, so it seems, by the occult writers over the past couple of hundred years, and have been popularized, of course, more by Alister Crowley. The definition of magic, in accordance with Alister Crowley's writings, has been, of course, thoroughly misconstrued, predominantly by New Age or modern religions, which are based upon a folklore component, which is when they use the definition of magic being the art and science of changing conformity with the will. This predominantly comes from one particular book, one particular source, which is Magic in Theory and Practice by Alister Crowley. However, if you look closely at his writings, you will notice that there are two definitions which are written there. Okay, the first definition deals with the natural world, and the examples which are given are those of physical or chemical science experiments, and also things to do with normal, mundane material life, such as trying to help yourself get over an illness through having a good diet and taking the right variety of exercise, for example. Or alternatively, making chloride of gold, and using the right chemical and scientific apparatus to achieve this. And therefore, Alister Crowley applied the word magic to these things to demonstrate that being and doing could be regarded as being both creative and therefore artistic, as well as scientific, requiring thought and application of thought so that you can achieve things. Okay? That's essentially where the definition of magic being the art and science of changing conformity with the will occurs. He then goes on to speak about something called the magic of tradition, which is unempirical. Now, go to dictionary.com or somewhere similar and type in the word empirical. It starts with the letter E, E-M-P-I-R-I-C-A-L, I think, off the top of my head, and see what it says. Okay, the word empirical deals with the physical, natural sciences, and is therefore a reference to scientific things and scientific methodology of the naturally accepted manner or way. Okay? But if something is unempirical, it does not fit that category, and therefore it is a bit of a stretch to call something the art and science of changing conformity with the will if it does not fit the requirements of being empirical science. Now, there are other forms of scientific investigation, including unempirical investigations, which involve contemplation, participant observation, and a wide variety of other methods which are predominant in psychology and sociology, for instance. But you still have to be able to draw the distinction between the two. The magic of tradition is, of course, the vast majority of the things which Alister Crowley has written about, namely something of a more religious nature, involving meditation, ritual practice, ceremonial magic, and so on and so forth. Okay, but this is the unempirical magic of tradition. If you want to use the phrase magic is the art and science of change in conformity with the will and apply it to something which is unempirical, you have to be able to demonstrate in complete and utter depth in every possible way and in every possible way, as close as possible to scientific thought as you can. The vast majority of people who call themselves magicians and claim the title of magician do not do this and are therefore lying out of their mouths. Okay? They are talking shit. Right. So, keep that distinction nice and clear. Life itself could be regarded, to a certain degree, of being the art and science of changing conformity with the will, which is why another of Alister Crowley's definitions of magic was in fact to be and to do, namely life, living, studying for a qualification so you can get yourself a better job, finding stuff out, thinking about the various stages you need to go through to achieve something, even something as basic as making a nice cup of tea, which all of us English people really like doing. Okay? That can be regarded as being the art and science of changing conformity with the will. The unempirical is different. So, all of you newcomers to occultism, think carefully about the definitions which people have used when talking about their magic, and work out whether they were just trying to control you, to make you have a belief about this thing called magic, to try make it more grandiose. Okay? And thus to try and get more of your money, power, love, admiration from you. Maybe. Are they in fact just being cult leaders? One of the reasons that I consider myself to be a deist more than anything is because I have a certain quantity of doubt and I ask questions. And when there are questions which need to be asked, we can't always say that we have the answers. Okay? And if you have an argument which proves or seems to prove a particular point, there's still a chance that you may be wrong. Now, I could be much more vehement in this video, I could be much more accusational in this video, but in this one particular case, I'm going to try my hardest not to. And I'm going to try and keep my bad language to a minimum. Okay? But there are people out there, some of whom have quite recently discovered my videos, who need to know this distinction. Being and doing is the art and science of changing conformity with the will. And if you want the unempirical to be regarded as being scientific, you have to know how to apply scientific knowledge, skill, and methodology to it, and to be able to demonstrate that you are doing the same, because otherwise you're just a liar who's talking shit. And you're turning this school of thought into something which is to be hated, derided, and laughed at. And thus you are weakening your own position, and you're screwing up mine. So, shut the fuck up, get yourself an education, and then start talking to me.